The old man is back on his longboard. The old man's name is Werner Puchert, and this is his podcast, Finding Frequency. Yep, I did the honors today. First time in a long time that I jumped on the longboard. Went to my little post office to go pick something up. Yes, a power adapter. It's not very sexy. I needed one to plug a whole bunch of new stuff in, or at least create some more organization in my little office. I'm dusting all kinds of old things off from my old podcasting days and bringing it back out of retirement and then just messing around with it. It's quite interesting. I have an old mixing board next to me where I have a million little buttons as one of these old school mixing boards, so I can actually mix audio in. And yeah, I feel like Captain Kirk in the Enterprise. I feel like I'm in control. Maybe it's like a male thing. We always need to feel in control, even if you sit in your small little home office, staring out the window at winter, kind of not wanting to go away. Yeah, so that's also part of the whole scene. So I went out on the longboard. I must say I feel like I haven't lost too much of my confidence. That might be a dangerous thing. The old man's going to break his hip. But had a good little spin to our side of the neighborhood. Didn't go too far, so can't classify it as exercise, but definitely a little extraordinary moment in my day, and also good to get out and get the body moving again. Talking about getting the body moving, Martha's been really working hard, so she's on the other side of this door, lying on the couch in a meeting. Yes, she's lying on the couch in a meeting. Shame. She's really taking a lot of strain at the moment, trying to do some work because she's going to go off and spend some time with Francie and the grandma. And if you're with my mother-in-law, you don't get much work done. So she's trying to catch up on that. And what about Werner? So I'm not getting to go away, but I get to meet a Polish CEO quite soon. So been slowly doing some work, helping a friend of mine. And if all goes well, Friday I'll be meeting someone who's running a big organization here in Poland. We're going to share a few ideas and have a conversation. So that's going to be interesting. I wouldn't say it's really a new business pitch. It's just kind of a conversation. And I'm just happy to be able to do that. I kind of came to the realization today, working through some of the live stream stuff that I wanted to do, is that I'm not doing my Polish counterparts a lot of justice, because I've been really focusing on diversity in the sense of getting a lot of ideas into my live streams and having, I'm going to say my live streams, but content I'm creating wherever. And I've kind of slipped up a little bit. I haven't really managed to connect with the people that I share this country with, or they share their country with me. So, but that's also been a little bit hard, actually, because with me being cut off here, it's been much easier to actually reach out to people like me. So that's the thing. So I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to, and it's a challenge I said to myself, is that there's so many brilliant and talented people here in Poland doing some amazing things, and I want to have a few conversations with them. And it's not because I'm doing them a favor. I want to steal from them, get some cleverness across, and just maybe broaden my horizon here a little bit. So that could be interesting, a challenge to take on for a while. And then also just something to reflect on. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but I think as I rub my forehead and kind of lean back in my chair, I had a conversation with Terry again. We have our bi-weekly catch-up, and it's always just good to catch up. And I started off as kind of entrepreneurship stuff. And yes, we do. We do challenge each other and talk about things, but it's just at the moment that what I really appreciate is just two friends catching up, and two friends with very kind of different backgrounds. And I always appreciate being able to talk to her and gain some perspectives, some fresh perspectives. But the one thing we did agree on yesterday, and I think that is a very broad topic that's been sitting in the back of my mind, even when I think about my wife, is that I think mentally, emotionally, we are all tired, and we don't realize it. It's been a tough year and a half, and it's probably going to be a few more tough months ahead. And even if you feel great and you're busy and you do all kinds of things, this undertone remains. There's this fatigue. I think some of us are trying to make up and work our asses off, and you kind of put a lot of pressure on yourself. Some of us don't feel like it. Some of us are just stagnating, and that's all good. But I think the thing that kind of brings us all together is this kind of like strange feeling of mental fatigue, tiredness, just maybe a little bit of depression mixed into that as well. And, I'm not going to offer any answers to this or solutions, but I think the fact that I wanted to bring this up is that I want people to be aware of this, because it's definitely this kind of undertone in all the conversations I have these days, that I can see it in people. Even the most bushy-tailed, bright-eyed person, I can see there's this underlying fatigue in all of us. So it's good to be aware of it, because in the end of the day, I was joking yesterday saying that, if I look at some of my things that I've done, and if I listen back to some of my episodes, which has been, Finding Frequency became a pandemic podcast very quickly, and we are sitting already over 400 and something episodes. But, if I think about where I'm sitting right now, the only thing that changed was my orientation. I used to look towards the wall, and now I look out the window. So, and that's over 300 and something days. Of course, there was many adventures and traveling and mini adventures in between, but ultimately that's also the truth. I've been sitting in this room for a very, very long time. So yeah, keep looking after yourself. Keep aware of these things, and do what you need to do to create something extraordinary for yourself. Like a good friend of mine starting this course on curiosity. And perhaps this is the kind of stuff we need to look into. Is like, ask yourself how you can be more curious about the things that are around you. We need to start activating the things that we have been kind of neglecting for a long time, because it's easier to replace those with merry-go-rounds and action themes, all kinds of stuff, and movies. Perhaps we need to think about storytelling, curiosity, and the things that we've forgotten about that is actually super powerful. Cool. I'll leave it there, and thank you for listening.